I even came up here. I've been coming to the Wali events for a while now, a couple months. And I guess in a way, this is my way of giving back to Lorenzo and everybody, the team.
Thank you.
I'm just in gratitude of always being here, of always learning something, of always getting value. Like when I leave, I meet great, amazing people. I've met so many of you guys that have like fulfilled my life in so many different ways. So I just want to say thank you to that. And I'm so happy and grateful to have the opportunity to even be speaking up here and be heard. So the reason why I didn't really tell a lot of people what I was going to speak about is because I even myself didn't really know exactly what I wanted to speak about. I dabbled up on like different ideas. I had a good idea kind of what I wanted to do, but I was still kind of like on the fence of things, right? And one day, because I was praying, I pray like pretty often. I try to do it pretty like consistently. And in the middle of my prayer, I got an answer, and that was a story that whenever I remember this story, it always like, it motivates me, it even like chokes me up of how happy it makes me. So that story is about a little 3-year-old girl. So if I get a little like silent, it's because I'm just like trying to really take in what I'm gonna say and what I wanna tell you guys, okay? Okay, so this story of this little 3-year-old girl, she came from a broken home, divorced parents. It was already hard enough for her that she came from divorced parents, broken home, and it was even harder that after her parents remarried afterwards, she wasn't accepted by these people, the parents' spouses, right? So from being 3 years old, very little, she would go visit her father, and the wife wouldn't accept her. She felt in some way threatened by her. So she took it out on her. She would beat her to the point where she had nothing to give anymore. She was 3 years old and not understanding why any of this was happening to her. This would always happen to her when her father wasn't around, right? So whenever this little girl tried to speak up about it, it was her word against hers. So she was never heard, and she kept going back to visit her father even though she was getting beaten down, right? Physically. And she knew at that point, that little 3-year-old girl, that she had 2 choices. She either had the choice to give up and not come back and let this person win, because that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to push her away from her father, because in some way this person felt threatened by this little 3-year-old girl. And she had the other choice to keep going, not give this person power, and basically just deal with it and get what she wanted, and that was to be around her father, right? So she kept going, she kept getting beaten. And then one day, this lady just realized again that she wasn't getting power over this little girl, so she then started mentally abusing her. She started telling her, "You're worthless. You don't deserve love. The reason why all this is happening to you is because you deserve it." So she kept going back, physically, mentally getting abused. And she got older, trying to speak up about it again. Nobody heard her. So she remembered when this lady would tell her, like, "Is your word against mine? No one's gonna believe you. Your voice is worthless." So slowly but surely, as this girl got older, she started believing that. And it came into her life in subconscious ways that she didn't even think about. So she identified with being shy. She identified with being awkward. She identified with just people not accepting who she really was. And later on throughout her life, she just became a people pleaser. She never said yes to things she wanted to say yes to. She always followed the crowd. She never said no when she wanted to say no, just because she wanted to please others and wanted to feel accepted. So as time went by, she just exhausted her efforts of trying to be accepted, of trying to be liked. And as consistently as every day she was crying in her bed, not telling anybody, she just grew tired of it, and she told herself, like, enough is enough. Like, I do not want to feel sorry for myself. I don't want to keep crying. I don't even know why I'm crying, she told herself. But all I know is that I don't want to feel like this anymore. So then that night something shifted in her. And she said, no more. No more will I allow people to have power over me. No more will I allow the people around me to tell me that I am worthless. So she told herself, even if she has to pretend to be happy, she's gonna do it. So she went to work that day and she said hi to more people than she would usually. She basically, as months went by, she started giving people the love that she wanted to receive all her life to other people. And hopefully, she would get something in return. So she kept being positive. She kept, along her journey, she kept meeting great positive people as well that influenced her, that she allowed to influence her and change her mindset. She started reading a lot of books, tons of books, self-development books actually, and she really loved them. And she started getting a shift in her mind about little things here and there, right? She started meditating. She met an amazing person that was her mentor, and that really changed her a lot. And then as time went by, she started just doing this consistently, right? And one day she woke up actually feeling happy and just thinking to herself, I don't have to pretend anymore, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm excited to go to work, I'm excited to be around other people. And today, that little girl is up here. Telling you guys that no matter what anyone says to you, no matter how much people beat you down physically and mentally, that you are worth something, to believe in yourself, regardless of what anyone says to you. Because you have the power to say yes to you. You have the power to change your world if you want to, regardless of what happens to you. You are not defined by the situations that happen to you, only if you choose to. So after she discovered this new self, who she truly is, she is now a confident person. She is a loved person. She loves to inspire others through reading, book clubs, self-development book clubs, giving back in any way that she can, because not only was she being selfish throughout her journey, but she knew giving back would make her selfless. So she would give back whenever she could. And she now inspires many people around her, even if she doesn't come up here, just by speaking her truth every day. And yeah, that's all I want to say.